This is Bobby Trendy, and KDK prank calls is absolutely luxurious.
It doesn't.
He went in for the adult side and stopped.
My advice to you, start drinking heavily.
KDK is the master of improving right. He's like KDK. When it comes to pranks, that's why KDK is a fucking internet legend.
You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to
KDK's Lunatic Fringe.
All systems go. Prepare for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off to adventure in the amazing year 400 billion.
You can make stop. Oh, stop. Oh, I can't breathe. Stop.
What the hell is this? For crying out loud, somebody throw a pie!
Hello, everyone. Ooh, I'm way too low. Hello, everyone. Welcome to KDK's Lunatic. Now I'm way too loud. I'll find the balance. Welcome to KDK's Lunatic Fringe. It is July the 8th, 2005. Let it sink in for a minute. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually 2006. I love it, like, within, like, the half hour leading up to the show, and, you know, usually the first 15 minutes of the show, people are asking, is it live? Is it live? Is it live? I don't remember it, but I don't care if it's not live. Is it live? It's live right now. 10:09 now. July the 8th, 2006. There you go. Now when I replay this, I just fuck myself, because you're going to know right away. It's a replay. There you go. That's what it's going to be. Welcome to the show. And I'm proud to say that beer is back. No shots tonight. You didn't go get booze today, did you? Honey? He's probably busy masturbating in the bedroom. But I decided to go back to beer, so we're drinking Bud Light tonight. Even though I'm on a diet, and beer is probably bad for you. Actually, it can't be that bad for you. It's a diet, right? Did you go get vodka today? No? Okay. Not that I wanted it, but I thought you might have gotten it for yourself. Do we have vodka somewhere? Go take a look. I don't think we do. I drank all the vodka. We had a lot of vodka, and I drank a lot. That's why I haven't been drinking for the past several days, because I was out of control and like getting drunk. I was like pounding shots just to fall asleep right away at night. You can have some beer. That'll be even funnier, because beer gets you more like fucked up than vodka does. The carbonation just goes to your brain. The happy bubbles make you tingly. There's a good tagline for the show. KDK's Lunatic Fringe, where the happy bubbles will make you tingly. And the cats are crying because you're in the kitchen now, and it's feeding time.
Vodka hits me harder than beer does.
Well, you don't drink beer, so you wouldn't know.
Like I haven't drinking beer when it was on.
Drinking? I haven't drinking beer.
I never drink beer.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to be doing the usual thing. We'll be prank calling some people. We'll be taking some calls. We'll be playing some music and some prank calls. At the end of the show, I plan, unless I forget, so somebody remind me, I plan on playing the call from Prank the World last night. Great show, by the way. Great job, everybody. Lego and Mira and High Pitch Eric and Zudo and Great Scott and me and Crazy Dave and Eric, the actor. We were all funny. We did a great show last night. But the one prank, above all others, that I want to play is the one where Mira called up Crazy Dave as Ozzy and David Lee Roth. Because that was some funny fucking shit right there. So Earth Dog was nice enough to edit it down to about 18 minutes. And it's hard for me to do a show with cats fucking crying in the background. I wonder what a cat is saying while you're in the process of getting their food. What are they saying? I'm hungry. Hurry up. What are we having? Ooh, it's not leftovers. It's a new can. Look, Sebastian, he opened a new can. He needed a can opener. It must be tuna. It's no gravy. It's tuna and cheese. You think they'd be happy just waiting for the food, but no, they're like little kids. They're standing on the counter. Very cute. Now the cats will be quiet. And if I were to go in there with like some kind of recording device, all you would hear is like the sound of cats munching. And you really can't hear it. You don't even have to listen hard. All you hear is like... And then that'll make them tired. And they'll go to bed and leave me alone for the rest of the night. With any luck. Anyway, we're hanging out in the chat room as usual. Go to pcuradio.com and click on the link for the chat room. Or if you're an IRC user, the address is irc.lazy-net.de, lazy-net.de. You'll find us in the room entitled PCU. That's where you go if you have names, numbers, and ideas for prank calls. Make sure they're confirmed. Make sure to tell me that they're confirmed, because if you don't say they're confirmed, I'm going to assume that they're not and move on to the next person's numbers. And the reason why we do this is not to be a prick, but just to deliver a better show for you. It's all for you. And I do see I have a couple blinkers already. New news telling me that there's an NAACP conference next weekend. So maybe we can make some racist prank call. I don't know. I'll call up and sing Johnny Rebel songs to him or something. Tan Man is sending confirmed numbers for Rusty Nail and Gail Lord. But when you say it fast, it sounds like Gaylord. And Lonesome Loser. I requested, I was listening to the stream and I heard a great, funny little old lady voice. And the name was Umgard Unterfinger. So I asked him to go get that number, and he confirmed. So we have Umgard Unterfinger. Thank you for confirming that, Lonesome Loser. You gotta agree, that's a great, like, old, crackly old lady voice. Lazara Bastardo! Ophelia Bastardo, Pablo Bastardo, Michael Jizz, Mina Nabi, Derek Nabi, Buster, Malika Jerkin, Dickman, I'm Dickman, with my sidekick penis mighty, Leo Laporte, Kate Botello, and that's it. That's what we got coming in so far. So we have James Nefarious' phone card. Thank you, James. Prank calls tonight will be courtesy of James Nefarious from the chat room. So go in and say hi. And we also have a backup card here from no, that's something else. Apparently that's the only card we have, so hopefully it's got some minutes on it. Because I think I actually... Oh shit, I used that card to call Lego last night. When I called into the Lego show, and I was on for like an hour. Oops, I don't know if I killed that card or not. Sorry. Anyway, come on into the chat room. I see the numbers are pretty, like, stagnant right now. We're stuck at, like, 41 people. That's okay. Go tell your friends, tell your enemies, post on E-Bombs and SFN or wherever else, or somebody. The more people that are here, the more it juices me up and gets me to put forth more effort. And we're back, and here's something that I wanted to do early on just to reward the early tuner inners. Because I know there's a lot of people out there that say, I'm not going to tune in for the first half hour because KDK is just going to be drinking and warming up and he's not going to do any prank calls till later. So let's reward the people. Hang on. First burp of the night coming up. That means they're going to have to drink. Wait for it. Oof. Yeah, there you go. Drink, bitches. Okay. We're going to play a game we like to call We're Only Going to Throw It Away, except the prize this time isn't going to be something that's going to get thrown away. It's a copy of our Exhibit A CD for those of you who don't have one. Please don't play the game if you already have the CD. If you bought it or if you already won it, please don't play. Let somebody else... You know what? If you have the answer and you have a friend in the chat room, which reminds me, you're going to have to be in the chat room if you want to play the game. So, yeah, go to pcuradio.com and click on chat and if you want to play. And I'll stall for a minute to give you time to get in there. There's burp number 2. That means you got to drink again. You can tell I just, like, pounded, like... Well, I only did, like, a beer and a half, like, during that one song. If you have the answer... and you have a friend in the chat room, you can private message it to them and let them say it instead of blurting it out yourself. So, the question is... Let me stall for a moment. I said I would give some people time to get in here. The prize, as I said, is a copy of Exhibit A. I'll sign it however you want. If you don't tell me how to sign it, or if you tell it to leave it up to me, I'm going to opt to not sign it. So if you want me to sign it, tell me exactly what to write. You can tell me to write KDK is a big fat faggot, and I'll write it and sign it for you. And it'll be one of a kind. If you tell me to leave it up to me, at best, maybe I'll sign it KDK. Not even my real name. So, here's the contest question. And the people who are regular listeners are going to have an obvious advantage. The question is, name... let me go to my game show music so I can play it in the background. Name all 3 members of the Shapiro family. Dr. Lego has called the Shapiros. I've called them on this show and on Psychobabble. They've been called many, many times on PCU. Name all 3 members of the Shapiro clan, of the Connecticut Shapiros. And I probably forgot to say, you are to give your answer in the chat room, the main area of the chat, not a private message, because that way it's easy to scroll back and look at the logs and see who actually had the answer first. So don't do it in the PM, don't do it on AIM, which, by the way, we're on AIM if you want to give instant feedback, under PCU Live, PCU LIVE on AIM. Now, Earthdog says he knows the answer, but he already has a copy. So PM the answer to somebody who might want the CD, and you can help them to win. There you go. I'm just waiting to see whoever gives the proper, correct answer. And while I'm in my theme song folder, why don't I just play another time waster?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the meal, the mazo, hot, something for the rain. We're going to do it. Give us any chance, we'll take it. With any rule, we'll break it. We're gonna make our dreams come true. Do it our way. Nothing's gonna turn us back now. Straight ahead and on the track now. We're gonna make our dreams come true. Doing it our way. There's nothing we won't try. Never heard the word impossible. This time there's no stopping us. We're gonna do it. On your mark, get set and go now.
And that's not a hint, by the way. Laverne and Shirley are totally not any of the names that we're looking for. No, and it looks like we have a winner. The winner looks like it's Googly Moogly says Tara, Sheila, and Ronald, which is incorrect. But Hell's Fury comes back with the correct answer. The correct answer is Tara, Barbara, and Melvin. So there you go. That's your answer for you. And Hell's Fury, send me an email or contact me on AIM. And I have the CD right here. So yeah, why don't you just contact me on AIM? Not right now, but like sometime off the air. Contact me on AIM, and I have the envelopes and the CDs already made, so I can just write your name and address right on it and sign it however you tell me to. If you're not going to tell me how to sign it, I'm not going to sign it. I'm sick of people always saying, sign it with whatever you can think of, and then I have to sit there and try to think of something witty and clever, and it's too much effort. I always end up saying something stupid like, thanks for the support, or something dumb like that. So I'm sure you can think about it and come up with something, a better way to personalize it. So there you go. Hell's Fury is the winner. Yay. Enough of that noise. Too bad I stopped it. I actually was singing along to that Laverne and Shirley. I love that song. It's a great song. You just ate, so now you are to shut up. You want to just say hello for a second? Say hello, big guy. Say hello to the nice people. Would you like to call Omgard Unterfinger? No? Let's have the cat decide who we call first. Lazara Bastardo? That's it? You want Lazara Bastardo? Okay, Lazaro Bastardo it is. Ooh, that was a watery one. Here you go. I'm going to call up Lazara Bastardo, and I'll be right back. I'm going to stop saying the names. The lines are on fire.
Hello?
Well, hey. I'm looking for Lazara.
For who?
Lazara?
That's me.
Lazara, Ophelia told me that you're the one with the hookup, so I need the hookup, and you're the one I need to speak to, apparently.
For the what?
I'm looking for just an eighth of the kind. Just to tide me over for the weekend.
To work for the weekend?
Right.
Where at?
Just a little to take the edge off. You're in Texas, right?
Yeah.
So am I. So I could be there in like 20 minutes, just weigh it up, and how much is that again? You have, like, really can you hear all the crackling and crap on the line? Sounds like your house is on fire. Is the house on fire?
The TV is very loud.
The roof is on fire. You know that song, right?
No, it's not on fire.
We don't need no water, let the motherfucker burn. Burn, motherfucker, burn. I'm gonna call her back again. Oh, now she doesn't want to answer because I said motherfucker to her. Oh, we're going to her voicemail.
You have reached the voicemail box of 381-8126. Usted se ha comunicado al buzón de 381-8126.
You gotta be a really dumb Spanish guy if you don't know numbers in English. Lazara, I didn't mean to offend you. I was just singing a couple bars from the song, and I figured it worked out anyway because now we have a better connection and we don't have that crackly fiddly foo on the line anymore. But anyway, if the house isn't on fire, I'll be by in like 20 minutes, and like I said, I'm not sure what an eighth of your kind goes for, but that's what I need, and I'll bring some cash with me so we can do the transaction, and I'll bring a nice bubbler with me so we can like, we'll smoke a little together, because I feel like I offended you now, and I have to make it up to you. So I'll be by in a little while, 3801 Northeast 15th. Yeah, I'll be there. Don't act like you're not home and, like, not ring the bell, because I'll take it personal. I'll, like, squat on your doorstep until you answer, because as you can hear, I'm a little messed up right now. I'm on the last of my kind. Yeah. I'm out of my last bag of kind, so now I need to replenish the bag. And you know how it is when you have to go without. Anyway, I'll stop by the store and bring a couple 40s, too. You're a name like Bastardo, that's got to be Spanish. So I'll pick up some Coronas and some lime, and I'll be over in like 20. Peace out, my nigga. And we're back, and as you can hear, I left the mic open, so you probably heard me burping and guzzling and lighting a cigarette in the background, but that's okay, it's all good. Just reminds you that it's spontaneous, non-pre-recorded internet radio that I'm trying to pull out of my ass here. That was a halfway decent warm-up call. I pissed her off in the beginning, but it was okay because that was an unusable recording because the phone line was so crackly with all that fiddly-foo and stuff. And that's totally, the fiddly-foo part is a line that I stole from, like, another prank call, and I can't even remember, like, whose it is at this point. So I'm doing, like, inside jokes for none but the people who listen to... Ted is probably the only guy who got that joke, the fiddly-foo. I forget who that was, but Ted could probably give me the answer. But next I want to call Irmgard Unterfinger. Irmgard Unterfinger, because this woman has a hysterical voice, and she's a little old, decrepit, crackly, fiddly-foo old lady. Hello, Mrs. Unterfinger. This is Mr. Rosenthal. How are you doing this fine, sweltering hot evening?
Fine.
That's lovely. It's wonderful to hear. I know you probably don't recognize me. Over the phone I sound different. But I know you from church.
I don't go to church.
Well, when you used to go, I remember, and I've noticed that you haven't been there in many a year.
I haven't been to church since I'm little.
Right. Well, I'm old too, so we've grown old and you've fallen out of grace with God. So I want to call and invite you back.
No, thank you.
What happened that you decided to stop coming to church?
No reason, just didn't go.
You don't like getting up early on Sundays?
Yeah, I'm up early, yes.
So, let me ask you out, and we'll go to church together. Maybe
No,
we go
thank
out for
you.
breakfast, and then we go to church.
No, thank you.
Is it because of the church? Then we don't have to go to church. We'll go play some,
Goodbye.
we'll go play some baccarat in the park. Hello. Ooh, that was like a two-parter. I thought it was going to be bubbly at the end, and instead there was just a little poop. I gotta remember, like, after the calls, put the phone back on the cradle, because this phone is such a piece of crap, it only lasts like a half hour before it starts dying out. So the phone is back on the cradle. And now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do, like, while I let the phone charge for a couple minutes. I guess I don't need to let it charge for a couple minutes yet. Do we go right back into the prank calls? I'm sort of disappointed that nobody's sending me numbers but Lonesome Loser and James DeFarius. And, Tan Man. He sent me a number for Rusty Nail and said he sounded tired. What do I say to Rusty Nail? You gonna have beer? What? That is so an early Zolar call. I can't even say a Zolar call. It's like, it's an old Zolar call. Zolar has evolved so much more beyond the point of just making jokes about somebody's last name. Rusty, I want to nail you. I want to bang you like a rusty screen door. See, I can make a joke about both names, not just last name, both names. Amy wants me to, Amy wants me to have some fun with the Shapiros tonight, of course. And I was hoping Lego would be around so that we could use that thing where, yeah, I know Lego is trotting his lady out on the town, or as he likes to put it, I'm taking that hoe out. Is that what he said to you too? I'm taking the bitch out, or something like that. Yeah, he's going out to a swingers club today. So tonight at some swingers club, Lego is appearing in a hammock, wearing a leather ball gag and a gimp mask, for all comers to go and plow his butthole. Or Kim is. One of them is, or both of them are. You never know with those two. Anyway, Amy wants us to have some fun with the Shapiro family, and I said to her, we can't really, because they're prank shy now, because they've been pranked so many times, they're too suspicious, and probably when normal people call their house, they think it's a prank at this point. But I was thinking if Lego were to call, I could get him to use his card to dial them and have something else come up on the caller ID. And the great idea that I had was to have the police department, our local police department, come up on the caller ID and try saying that we picked Tara up because she was. Well, I had a couple of ideas. One of my ideas was to call us the cops and say we picked up Tara because she was at a club and she was dancing naked on tables and drunk and disorderly and all this. And another one was we could call from the bars that I know she goes to, because I asked Amy what bars does she go to. We could call with that bar's number coming up on the machine, saying you got to come pick up your daughter because she's offering lap dances to black guys for $5, and she's acting all drunk and stupid. Or I could call from like a diner, like Three Brothers Diner, have them show up and say, come pick up your daughter because she puked all over the dining area and we had to shut half the place down until we cleaned it up, and and she's laying in a puddle of her own filth and vomit right now. But we can't do any of that because Lego is out of town. Lego offered me that number and I didn't take it because I don't like mooching other people's shit. But I should have taken it just so I can. Oh yeah, I guess we could talk about that. Did he say that we shouldn't talk about it? Okay, as Lego is often wont to tell people, he is a very accomplished studio musician, and he plays in bands, and he has so for many years. You can find him. Apparently, he plays on Run DMC's "Down with the King," and he plays on Joan Jett's latest CD. And he spoke with Joan Jett's. Yeah, who knew that Joan Jett was still recording anymore? But apparently Joan Jett has a new CD, and he plays on there, or he's like the sound mixer or something on there. He has some ties with the last Joan Jett album, as he's often wont to say, but very rare to clarify exactly what his role was with it. He says that he spoke with the people who, whatever record label. You know, if somebody can do some research, that would be greatly helpful. Somebody research what label put out Joan Jett's latest CD. You can go to sonicnet.net, or, yeah, sonicnet.net, or sonicnet.com, whatever, sonicnet.com, and look up Joan Jett, and tell me what record label released her last CD, the one that he played on. Because he says he spoke to an executive at the label, and according to him, the executive said that they would be interested in releasing anything that he wanted to put out. They would be willing to just, like, put it out and see if it makes any money. And so, of course, Lego's immediate idea is to have every PCU host submit a couple prank calls, pick the best, and release a PCU CD. I think it could be a great thing. Who knows if it'll happen, but... He did a prank call CD? He told me he released a CD of fart sounds. Well, that's what he said. It was like maybe not just farts. Maybe there was burps on there too. But he.
He put out a CD with him and somebody else, something the cripple guy or something. And he sold about 40,000 copies.
That's awesome. I can't speak for everybody on PCU, but I'm not looking for any money, but it would be cool to have like a real record label. Like you could go to sonicnet.com and search for KDK, and we would show up like as being part of like a real record. I'm not even... Keith is about to slap me in the head. I'm sitting here saying I'm not concerned about the money, and Keith... Keith wants all the money. Well, he does a lot to help us, so it's only fair that we do something that would help him. You know, he can pocket our end of the cash. I'm not gonna, unless it's like something that went on to become huge, like a Jerky Boy CD, and it sold millions of copies. Then I'd want some money.
You can give us half price.
He can have my percentage, but you want yours. Okay. Because there'll be some K-Bone pranks on there, too. K-Bone and Carlito and Sean Ward and Zolar and me and him. And who else do we have? I think that's it. Monkey Phone. Yeah, Monkey Phone. Monkey Phone can make some dough off this. Then maybe they can pay for their web hosting. Yeah, I've offered Monkey Phone space on the server. I created a folder for them. I gave them access to it. I gave them the passwords to it, and it's there for them to use, but they're yet to do anything with it, and their site is still dead in the water. Because they're relying on Drew to do everything for them when it comes to the website, and Drew wants nothing to do with us because he can't stand me. And if you ask him, he'll say I have nothing against KDK, but then everybody tells me and like quotes him and cuts and pastes like shit he talks about me behind everyone's back. So I don't know why I offer to help, but I do, because I know kids are stupid and they say dumb things. Prank callers in general are stupid and tend to say dumb things, so you got to sort of expect and accept it. We're sort of in the business of doing stupid things and saying dumb things. I like Eric. Eric is hot. Eric's not so bad. Look at Eric's MySpace. He's a cutie. I'd totally bend him over. If he wasn't an underage kid, because they're not into the pedophile stuff. Well, Eric is more of like a... He's more of a Drew wannabe, so he likes to be annoying. But I think he's calmed down a bit, because he realizes that everybody hates Drew. Yeah, there's the name of your new website. EverybodyHatesDrew.com. I just don't like. The only thing I don't like about Drew is how he always wants to try to take credit for everything everybody else does, and he gets angry when they try to take their own credit. Like he gets mad about the name Jupe because it should be just Monkey Phone, so that he can pretend that he had something to do with every Jupe prank call. The equivalent would be to me if every hosted prank caller on our site, if they were instead of just being like fat diss, they were like KDK fat diss. You know what I mean? Like, it would be me trying to take credit for their work. I don't do that shit. Because I can do my own funny. I don't need to steal other people's funny. Or I try anyway. It's still up in the air whether I succeed or not. You're KDK Bone. KDK Bone. KDK Keith. There you go. Yeah. He wants everybody to be called Monkey Phone like the Ramones. Pardon me while I take a sip of my beer. And I noticed that I bought this beer cold and I left it out because I don't like drinking cold beer, and now it's all skunked. If you buy it warm and keep it warm, it's okay, but if you buy it cold and let it get warm, no? I had some last night, and it tastes a lot different than it did last night. Why? Because the beer sits there for 2 years, because your dad doesn't even drink beer, does he?
Like, dude, my father, like, every time he gets beer, he'll I don't know how, but he skunks the fuck out of it.
Yeah. Probably because he leaves it out, and he knows he's never going to drink it, and eventually he puts it in the fridge, and it sits there for 2 years, because he's a big fat guy, so it would take like a 30-pack to get him drunk.
But no, you know why? Because he takes it out, like, he'll go to a picnic and bring it with him, and then put it in the cooler, and then all the ice will defrost, and then put it back in the refrigerator.
Right. And the hot dog will fall in his shoe, and he'll eat it, and you got to teach your dad to do that. Yeah, he would have capitalized on that. He would have dressed like Peter Griffin, and like quote Peter Griffin lines. He could be like a real hit of the ship plant. And look at him. Sebastian is stretching out and rolling on his belly, trying to get your attention. Was he? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't hear him do that though, but he was doing like.
What quote did he use? Well, I didn't fart until I was 30. Yeah. What the hell was that? Yeah. Oh, it's so bad because the cats still want to cuddle, but it's hot and we're sweaty, and if they do, we get covered in fur. And they think we're just angry with them, but really we just don't want to cuddle with cats and get covered in cat hair. And he's been very needy lately, and Mouse has been pretty vicious to him lately. Like, he'll go and lay down with her and try to cuddle, and she'll get up and leave, little bitch. Exactly, it's too fucking hot to cuddle. Mouse is still, like, sitting on the cable box all day long, and she's all happy nobody else wants to sit up there anymore because it's fucking hot. The other cats have new places where they like to lay, where the fans, like, point. Yeah, because they're fucking hot, and they want to be in front of the fan, and Mouse is the only idiot who has, like, she has no fat, and they have very thin fur, so Mouse is the only one who's happy just resting her chin on the box right now, as a matter of fact. Yeah. You're fat and you're hairy, and that's why you're hot, you bitch. KDK, you know what they said? You know what they say? Get wasted on Saturday and wake up Sunday, go to church and ask for forgiveness and do it all over again. There you go. Somebody asked if we go to church. Isn't that like the most retarded question ever? Like, I'm up partying until like at least 1, 2, 3 in the morning, then I'm going to get up like all hungover and go to fucking church? You think that's ever going to happen?
Well, Catholics do it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, the Irish people do it every weekend. Forgive me, for I have sinned again. Same as last week. Anyway, let's call somebody. Let's call up Ophelia Bastardo. Another They don't even read their Bible, for heaven's sakes. For heaven's sake. Let's ask the cat who we ought to call. Sebastian. Ophelia Bastardo. You gotta wait till I'm done saying the name. Ophelia Bastardo. No response. Pablo Bastardo. Okay, Pablo Bastardo it is.
Hello.
Hello, how are you doing, dear? This is Mrs. Rosenthal from apartment 3A. I live across the hall from you. How are you doing? Mrs. Bastardo.
Yeah?
Pablo.
Hey.
How you doing, dear? This is Mrs. Rosenthal from apartment 3A.
Huh?
I live across the hall from you, and the reason why I'm calling is... What was that?
Who is?
Huh? This is Mrs. Rosenthal, apartment 3A. And the reason why I'm calling, and I don't know any polite way to say this, so I just have to say it, but there's some bad, awful stink that emanates from your place every time I go by. The smell comes under the door from, you have the fans inside, and they just blow the smell under the door out into the hall, and we all have to live with it. And I gotta ask you, really, it's not funny because you're in there all the time, so maybe you don't smell it. But I'm here in my place, and I'm sweating to death, and this stench is wafting in under my door from your place. It's horrible. Oh, my word.
Bobby, I don't speak English.
I have a hard enough time breathing as it is.
I speak Spanish.
No, you don't. I hear you speak English all the time. There was that time downstairs where you called me the crazy old lung cancer lady. Crazy old rotten lung bitch. That's what you called me.
I don't speak English. You speak Spanish.
I speak some Spanish. I can say, mis sabios de pesca está en la cocina.
¿Que te la cocina? ¿Quién?
I speak a little German too. Fick mich, du miserable Horensohn. Do you know what I just said?
Please.
I just said, fuck me, you ugly son of a bitch, in German.
Son of a bitch.
See, you do speak English. You sound like fun. Maybe we should get together for some tequila and Corona sometime.
Hey, what's your name?
Jill, Jil. Rosenthal. We're Jewish.
I don't understand.
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, what is a Jew doing living in such a dumpy building as this? But my husband died many years ago, and I have the throat cancer, so we lost all our savings, and now I'm stuck here living with you in the stench.
Okay. I see you more late. Good night.
I'm going to come over in a couple minutes.
Okay.
I'm going to bring you some incense or something to burn to get rid of that smell. What is that smell anyway? Is it garbage? Is it food? Is it animals? Is it fecal matter?
Do you like merengue?
I love merengue. I can dance the lambada.
Lambada?
I might break a hip, but I can dance lambada. Para bailar a la bamba. Que necesito una fotografía.
¿Una qué?
Sí.
¿Necesito una qué?
Órale.
¿Y quién es que me habla? ¿Cuál es tu nombre?
Jill.
Jill.
Me llamo Jill Rosenthal.
Robinson.
Right, I'm the lady with the throat cancer. El cancero del throato.
Es Robinson.
Exactly.
Robinson, muchacho, ¿cómo te ha ido?
You sound like fun. I think we ought to party together sometime, because I'm lonely anyway.
Oye, pero háblame en español.
Yeah.
Te parece que viniste de ultratumba.
Biblioteca.
Oye, ¿verdad que tú no tienes nada que hacer?
So what do you think about the World Cup? Italy's gonna kick your ass.
Mira, Christian está estudiando inglés. Háblale a Christian inglés que te sabe contestar.
You can't call me that. Those are fighting words. See, you do understand me. Stop pretending that...
No, tú hablas inglés, yo español. ¿Qué cosa? ¿Cómo lo entendemos tú y yo?
Okay, I'm coming right over, and I'm gonna bring a bottle worm. We'll do the worm and the lambada. Okay, you sound like fun, but I'm gonna be over. I'll bring some nachos, too, because I hear you people like that.
Y el diablo te dio mi teléfono, ¿eh?
Right, exactly. I'll be right there.
Okay.
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 Bye.
We're back, and apparently everybody's going to go look at hungangels.com, which sounds like obviously a gay porn site, I would imagine. And that was a fun prank call. That was a good call, Sebastian. That was a good number, Sebastian. You're a good pick. Now that's Mouse saying thank you. Well, you let her take credit for you. Is she like your Drew? Now I gotta call you Mousy Sebastian? Yeah, oh yeah? You're that much beat down, pussy whipped? So who do we call next? Are we gonna call Ophelia Bastardo, Mouse? Ophelia Bastardo? No Ophelia Bastardo. Neither of you like Ophelia Bastardo. You think that's gonna be a bad call? How about Michael Jizz? Mouse just gave me like a meh. Michael Jizz? They're both giving me like an eh. Okay, how about Mina Nabi? Okay, Sebastian likes Mina Nabi. And Mouse gives me another meh. Mouse, what do you say about Mina Nabi? She gave me a myawn. Does that mean that's going to be a boring call? Okay, let's go down the list. How about Derek Nabi? That was a silent meow. Buster? No, Buster? That's a bad one, too. Malika Jerkin? That one got the best response so far. You like Malika Jerkin? Okay, Sebastian says Malika Jerkin, and his instinct has worked out well so far. So let's call up Malika Jerkin. What? Why, you want to kick somebody? Keith is running in asking for ops, and the only reason why you need ops is because you want to lay some smackdown. In case you need to lay down. You got kicked? Oh, yeah, that's right, because you were spamming that. What is that site, anyway? Come back here. It's a she-mail thing? What is it? Is it Hung Angels or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Let me go back up. Oh, right. We have a protection in our chat room. If you say the same exact things 3 times in a row, you get booted automatically, and it'll say that I kicked you, but really it's just a robot that'll kick you. Why? Did it say I kicked you?
No, I didn't know what. I figured it out as soon as it happened.
Yeah.
But I figured if you were an op, you wouldn't get booted. I guess I was wrong.
I bet you I would get booted too. I don't know. I'm not going to try and find out. There's supposed to be another bot in there. Brandon typed LOL 3 times in a row. It's unfortunate, but it's something that we have to do that keeps people from going in there and flooding. Like, people want to go in there and spam, like, blackout.com. Even though I just gave him a great plug right there, because we got more listeners right now than he ever has had. Hung Angels. They get booted right away. If they say the same exact thing 3 times, they get booted, because that's our only defense against flooders and spammers. Sadly. There you go. There's also supposed to be a bot. There's supposed to be a bot there that makes it so that if I op anybody, they can't kick me. I don't know if that one works or not. I think it does, because I remember asking Neo to kick me, and she wouldn't, and I had to ask somebody else. I said, Neo, kick me so we could test it. She's like, no, you're going to get mad. I said, no, I'm asking you. I'm getting mad. You're not kicking me. No. You're not going to kick me. You're opt already. You're an op in the chat room. Everybody beware. Keith is now an op again. And I'm going to... Who was that person we were going to call? Who was that person again? Was it Malika Jerkin? Mouse says it was Malika Jerkin. I don't know if you could hear that. That was... Mouse hasn't spoken all day, so she's got raspy mouth. Oof.
Hello, how are you doing, dear? I'm looking for Malika.
Hello?
Malika!
Who is this?
Oh, how are you doing, dear? Now I recognize the voice. This is Ed.
Huh?
This is Ed. I live down on Willow Lane. Hello?
I don't know who is this.
Well, I know you don't know who I am. I'm one of your neighbors on Willow Lane, and I'm just calling to invite you to the block party tomorrow.
Oh, no, thank you.
We're going to be blowing off some fireworks and having a cookout for the children, and we have an inflatable pool.
No, thank you.
But that's just because I want to see what everybody looks like in their underthings.
No, I don't care.
And I thought, I've seen you in public, and I said, well, I bet she has a nice rack.
Mm-hmm.
You do?
Okay.
Well, it's good to hear. Well, you be down here, maybe wear a tube top. I find that sexy.
Listen, you.
Hello?
Don't play shit.
I'm not playing. Don't you say the brown word at me. Well, that's it. You're not invited to the block party. Hello? Kumar Mohammed?
Yeah?
This is Mr. Karen calling from the Department of Homeland Security over in the States. I'm calling you overseas because we have it on good authority that you have been up to some terroristic activities. So we're going to need you to come in for questioning.
From Vegas speaking.
I'm calling you from New York City, and according to the Patriot Act, we're going to come and we're going to have to take you into custody, as we can do, against your will and without cause and provocation, just so we can interrogate you and find out what you know about this plot to blow up Big Ben.
About what?
We know you've been plotting to blow up Big Ben, and I don't know what the hell you think you're going to get out of blowing up a clock, but it's not going to happen, because we're on to you. We've been monitoring your email and listening to your phone calls as the Patriot Act, courtesy of George Bush, says that we can. And we'll be down in a couple minutes and pick you up. So put on something nice. Here's a tip. If you put on some American clothing, then you won't look so guilty. If you come in wearing a turban and a towel, then you're totally going to look guilty. Okay, so you're going to be ready? You're going to meet us out front or make us break the door down?
I don't know who you are and what are you saying?
I'm calling Kumar Mohammed from West Yorkshire, England. He was just confused. Man, that was a stupid call. Maybe calling about terrorism isn't so funny. Tucker.
Hello there.
Everybody, Tucker Mike, the artiste for the upcoming Jill and Ed Rosenthal comic book.
Well, isn't that special?
I got your pages, and what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to print them out and then scan them with my notes on them and then send them back to you.
Wonderful.
Because rather than just like talking about it, I can just like draw arrows and like stuff in the margins.
Circle and go,
right,
this
exactly.
bigger, smaller here, get rid of this.
Right, yeah.
You suck. You can draw.
No, I like a lot of what's there, and you really are a great artist. But I do think we need to flesh out this story and make it longer and add more humor to it.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no problem. That's going to be your job is to tell me where we should put stuff and where we should flesh it out.
Maybe before we finish the story, we need to work on Joe's intro. So I was thinking about doing that tonight because the best way for me to do it would probably be to just be drunk and just narrate it as Joe. Are you able to listen tonight?
No, I'm not. Sorry.
Okay. So I'll have to like upload a file. What I'm going to do tonight, like sometime later tonight, is I'm going to step into the character of Joe and narrate the intro to the comic book where she explains like who she is and where she lives and her neighbors and everything.
You're going to get all Stanislavski on us.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to become Jill.
I'm going to become Jill, and I'm going to create the beginning of the comic book out of my head, and as long as we have that down, then we can work from there, and it'll help us nail down Jill's personality as a character too. You know?
Yeah.
Because
Well, you've had this Jill character for, going on 4 or 5 years now or something like that?
Jill is basically just an elderly version of me, really. She's not angry all the time, but if you piss her off, she'll snap and stab you in the heart with the most cruelest things. She's not particularly cuddly and lovable like me. I'm not like particularly warm and fuzzy, but
you're not right.
but she's not completely hurtful and angry all the time. And that's the one thing I would like to work more on the most with the story, is developing Jill as a character and her personality, like, through that story.
Well, everybody always says...
And I do think there needs to be some interaction with Ed and
Jill. The best stories, the best comics are ones that are character-driven.
Well, right. So we need to nail down the character, and then that'll make everything else like come easier later on anyway.
Yeah, right.
Because you can just think, what would Jill do? WWJD. What would Jill do?
We should maybe have like a little one-page strip of WWJD.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Yeah. So I'm gonna do that later on tonight after I'm like totally liquored up and drunk. Awesome. Because that helps the flow better, probably.
Well, great. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna like I said, I'm gonna print those out, and I'm gonna make my notes like on the pages, like where we can add stuff and like gags that we can write in there.
Sure.
Because like I said, I wanna fill like each panel with like gags in the background and just make it interesting so that people can just like look at the page for 5 minutes and then say, wow, I didn't see that before, but that's funny. You know what I mean?
So you have a scanner.
Yes. So I'll print them out. I'll make my notes. I'll scan them and I'll send them back. So that's why it's so good that you sent them in like a large size.
Yeah, because the resolution should be, so you could read it and see it, because what I did was I penciled everything in a
I really did like your design for the cats.
Oh, great. Oh, good.
The design for the cats was like really, I liked the characterization of the cats, the shape of the head and everything.
It's just a simple swipe with a simple cat-shaped head and a neck, and that's really made it look
not just a cat shape, it's a very Siamese shape.
Right. Well, yeah. So Siamese. So I just thought Siamese, and just did it. I can't explain how I
The one thing I did have a problem with is Dave didn't look crazy and bizarre enough.
Oh, okay. Well,
he looked almost like cuddly and lovable, but he really needs to look like disturbing and crazy.
We'll work on that in the ink. When we get time for inking, that's just like, for me, a guy as more of... the listeners will understand when we say the layouts and the sketches. I just sort of put, okay, it's going to be over here, and this is going to be over here, and the bones are going to be over here.
Right.
Just a very rough guide. Basically, it was a guide just for me, and didn't say you wanted it.
It does make it a lot easier for me, too.
Like, oh, okay.
It makes it a lot easier for me to, like, point out where other things can go, because right now, what is it, like 8 pages?
I think, at least so.
Yeah, we could totally expand that to at least like 16. Totally. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We gotta get more of the characters in there. I know you had the Mormons and you had the Crab Girl in there, but we need to work in like some other characters, like I told you, like the drunk lady with no teeth.
Oh yeah, we can keep that. That one page where you have like.
And the Dead.
We're gonna make 2 more pages.
We're gonna make the Dead one of the neighbors.
Of the different neighbors.
Well, we don't have to like have too much of the neighbors. It could be just like a panel of like them at their door and like weird shit going on inside their apartment in the background.
How I originally envisioned it was just one gag panel of a neighbor and whatever's going on, and each one's like that.
I like how you had like all the wives in the background at the woman's place. They have like an army of wives in the background, a sea of wives. That's funny. Yeah, but most of the and later on we can do like different stories that involve like the different characters that we're introducing when Jill does her introduction, because we need to establish like where Jill lives and her neighbors, and that's what I'm gonna do that later on tonight. You won't be able to hear it, but I'll record it and I'll send you the file. So
just send me on MP3 or whatever, and
And then what I was thinking is maybe we can have like a special edition of the comic book where people who pay like a slightly higher price can get like the CD of my monologue, like doing the intro to the comic book as Jill.
Or just, when's the all done, put it on the forums.
Yeah, like maybe when the show is over, I'll go off the air, and then I'll come back and do like a half hour as Jill, like talking about her life in where she lives and her neighbors and stuff.
That would be strange.
Yeah, it would be, but it would probably be interesting radio, or it'd be incredibly horrible radio. It could go either way, depending on how drunk I am.
Well, you know what? Well, see, this is why I kind of got into you, because of all the hacky radio I would have to listen to locally here in the morning. I don't even get Howard Stern. Memphis never doesn't carry Howard Stern or anything like that.
Yeah.
And just shellacky, hacky, crappy, like John Boyd and Billy, and just boring, like local, untalented, unfunny people.
Yeah.
And then you come along, which completely wipes that whole slate away clean to just this free form, which in my head, radio should be.
A lot of radio tries to claim that they're free form and they have no format.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. It's total bullshit because, you know, they have an outline. Most shows that you listen to, even Howard Stern, where they're pretending they're freewheeling, they have an outline and it says like 8 to 10 we do this.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Or like 8 to 8:30 we do this, and then we got to do a break, and then 9 to this.
Sponsoring you can't piss them off, so whatever you want to say, even if you are Howard Stern, you can't piss off certain people.
Even Howard Stern, which is supposedly free, they're not allowed to say racist stuff, and they're not allowed to say negative things against Sirius Radio.
Exactly.
And that's just two things that I know.
Right.
So it's not really free. So, yeah.
And so here's someone who like knows how to use the medium. He's the pirate radio guy on the boat back in the 60s and 70s. Back in the UK, you know.
Back when I started, I used to call it
poetry and playing, you know, Jimi Hendrix, you know.
Back when I started, I used to call it Internet Ham Radio because that's sort of what it's like.
Yeah.
Right.
On acid, and then like the AM DJs that I used to grow up to in like the 70s, even 80s, before they all turned conservative and everything, would be, you know, playing Led Zeppelin and then going in the studio pantry and lighting up bongs and stuff and coming on and putting on another record and going back and smoking them again.
I'm going to put you on the spot, I'm going to cut you off and put you on the spot because we're going to call somebody named Kaniza Muhammad in West Yorkshire, England.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll be right back.
Well, wonderful. Okay.
Hello? Hi, little Betty. How are you? She's not here right now.
Oh, she's not?
No.
Oh, well, do you know where she will be later on there?
Who's calling for?
Well, this is Terry Dewsbury. How are you this evening?
I'm fine.
Okay. Who may I ask, am I speaking with?
I'm her daughter, Janine.
Oh, Janine. Well, it doesn't really matter who I talk to. Well, I was just saying hello and wishing you a belated happy 4th of July. And I was wondering what you are going to be doing in a few months, because we are down here in Alabama, and we were taking a country drive up through the great United States of America, and we were wondering if we could park our RV in people's parking lots and driveways.
No, we don't have anything like that you can use here.
Oh, what? Well, it doesn't have to be a big driveway. Just a driveway.
I'm on a we're in an apartment complex and we don't have any extra space like that.
Well, it doesn't really have to be such a big place. Just something we could probably mop out children, Mary.
Wait a minute. We spoke with Betty last week and she said it would be okay.
You couldn't have spoken with Betty at this number. I'm sorry. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, apparently that's not even Betty's house.
Well, no.
Maybe Betty's dead.
Maybe. It was her daughter.
Yeah. Okay, well, we sent Betty to the home, so, yeah. You didn't talk to her at this number.
Well, anyway, I'm going to let you go because I hear this phone is giving me static.
Alrighty, sir.
Okay. Well,
and I just wanted to call and check in and say hey, and everything is going good, and I got some ideas that I'll talk to you off the air about regarding printing and all that.
Okay, cool. I look forward to it. Peace out,
okay,
man.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. We're really going to have to solve this problem with the phones because, you know, I tried buying a new battery for this fucking phone, and of course, it was even worse than the one that the fucking phone came with. So I'm going to have to figure out the situation. I'm going to have to fix the problem because I didn't use that phone for more than fucking 20 minutes tonight, and it's already fucking dead. Well, maybe about 20 to 25 minutes I used it, and it's dead. And it's getting worse as time goes by. So we need some new battery. It's not the phone itself. It's just the fucking cheap-ass Radio Shack battery that came with it. We'll get some new batteries so that we don't have these fucking problems. But the one good thing is that they do charge fast. So, yeah. They're on the charger right now, and it won't take but a couple minutes for them to charge back up again. So that's we got that going for us. Anyway, let me see if there's anybody else who had some decent numbers that I could call, because I tried, did we try Rusty Nail? I don't think I tried Rusty Nail. Sebastian, you want to call Rusty Nail? I like how you muscled your way into the box and pushed mouse off. You want to call Rusty Nail? Whatever, you don't care? Does it seem like it would be a good call? Do you have a good feeling about Rusty Nail? No? A little, okay. Well, we'll try. Well, okay, well. Now you really want to call Rusty Nail. Okay, we're going to call Rusty Nail because Sebastian says it'll be a good call.
Hello? Rusty, I'm sorry to wake you. It's Ed.
No, what?
Rusty, I'm sorry to wake you. Did I wake you?
Who is this?
This is Ed Rosenthal. How are you doing, love?
Ed Rosenthal.
Right.
I don't know Ed Rosenthal.
I'm a very famous marijuana activist.
Yeah, right.
Well, you can look me up online.
Tell me this is.
This is Ed Rosenthal, and I heard that you suffer from many maladies.
I'm hanging up now.
No, don't hang up, because I'll just call right back. It's Ed Rosenthal, and
There's a funny voice right there, but he's too angry and drunk and tired to put up with my shit for much longer. Anyway, let's try,
Hello?
Hello, Gail.
Yes.
How are you doing, girlfriend?
Fine.
This is Maurice Rosenthal. You wouldn't know who I am, but I'm just responding to your ad on Craigslist.
On what?
On Craigslist, because I saw this ad here. It says, you do housekeeping, and you wear the French maid outfit.
No.
Well, that's what it says here. It has your number, and it says Gail Lord, and it says, you do not nude but semi-nude housekeeping, and that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, well,
I want you to dust my things.
Else, but thank you for calling.
I want you to dust my things wearing sexy things.
All right, that was a stupid premise. I know.
You know who we're calling in a second.
Hi, we are not available now. Repeat. Con mình nó đứng đánh chung kết tennis rồi. Chung kết tennis nữ đó. Đài 11. Đài 11. Chung kết tennis nữ. Bây giờ là phải 30. Đừng đánh đã. Đánh được một nửa rồi. Đánh được một nửa nhá. Thursday, 7:20.
It sounded like Long's voice. Long is calling himself.
End of final message. Press 1 to play back all messages. Press 1 to play back new messages. Press
1 to record your message. Press 1 to erase all. Press 1 to record your greeting. Press 7. Record greeting after the beep.
Hello, how are you doing, dear? This is Mrs. Jill Rosenthal. I am Mr. Long's new girlfriend. Oh, he's such a lovely and wonderful, loving man. So you leave a message after the beep and he'll get back to you as soon as I'm done with him. Right. Hello, how are you doing, dear? This is Mrs. Jill Rosenthal. I am Mr. Long's new girlfriend. Oh, he's such a lovely and wonderful, loving man. So you leave a message after the beep and he'll get back to you as soon as I'm done with him. Right. Hello, is Tom there, please?
Hello?
Hello, Tom?
Hello?
Tom, the jig is up. I know what you've been up to. I know you've been selling bootleg copies of my CD off your website for years.
Hello?
You know what you did, and I'm going to make you pay.
Oh, that was the guy from prankcallcentral.com.
Hello?
Hello, how are you doing, dear? Is this Eloise?
Yes, it is.
Oh, it's lovely to hear from you. Listen, I'm calling because it's sort of a community service kind of thing, because I got in some trouble with the law for making some sort of racial comment to someone, or so they said, I said. So I'm just calling. One of my penances is to be kind to black people. So I'm calling to say hello to Eloise, you, a black lady, and I'll be nice to you, and I'll do my penance like I'm supposed to.
Okay.
So how are you doing tonight, Eloise?
I feel pretty good.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you're doing well down here in Florida, even though it's hot as a witch's twat around here, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Right, and plus you have that dark skin, so it soaks up more of the heat in the sun, too.
Yes.
Right. Do you think that's true? They say that black soaks up more heat than white.
I don't know.
Do you get burned when you stand out? Like, do you get darker? No, you're always the same color. You never get sunburned.
That's right.
So that's one advantage you have over me, because if I'm outside, I burn like a lobster.
Uh-huh.
You're wonderful, though.
Oh, okay.
Even though you're black, you're wonderful.
Thank you.
How old, may I ask, are you?
78.
Oh, wow, I'm 87. It's sort of like dyslexic.
Uh-huh.
It's wonderful. I've been in Florida for, maybe 37 years since I retired early from my job.
Oh, yeah.
And I was always a little bitter because I was replaced by a black man. And it wasn't a racial thing. It was just I was bitter about being replaced on my job.
Yeah.
And he was better than me, I have to admit. I was sort of slacking and lazy. But there you go, so I took it out on somebody in public, and I was on the bus, and I was yelling out all sorts of racial stuff on a bad day, and they arrested me for a hate crime, and they said one of my penances, I need to call and record me being nice to black people.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So maybe we go out for coffee sometime.
All right.
All right, so, I live in Palm Beach. I understand you live in West Palm Beach.
Uh-huh.
So maybe we'll go out to Starbucks or something. We'll have a coffee together.
Oh, well, I don't go nowhere.
Well, I drive. They haven't taken my license
I
yet.
don't go nowhere.
I drive over everything, but they haven't caught me yet, so I still got a license.
I appreciate it, though.
Huh?
I appreciate it, but I don't go nowhere.
Well, what are you? Are you racist yourself? You don't want to go on a date with a white man?
No, I'm not able, honey, that's all.
Well, I can help. What's wrong with you?
I talk with you later here.
Well, don't be nasty with me. I'm trying to be nice.
Nasty with you.
Well, you're trying to get rid of me on the phone. We could talk, we can reminisce. What else better you gotta do, right? Us old people, we don't need a whole lot of sleep.
Oh, that was sort of good. A prelude to the NAACP calls we're going to end up doing next week. And we're back. And I have the phones on the cradle, just so they don't die on us again. And we've done a bunch of prank calls tonight, and I think I've nearly exhausted all the numbers that I had. I think I'm giving up on the international thing because that wasn't going well. You know, I don't think it really makes a difference what country people are in when you... It's always cool as like a gimmick to say, oh, we're prank calling Hawaii or we're prank calling England or something. But it doesn't really add anything. It doesn't really make the call any better. As a matter of fact, it probably makes it worse because I'm so unfamiliar with the area and the lifestyle of the people that it's harder for me to, like, just string them along and fuck with them really good. So I think I'm going to give up on doing the international thing unless, I don't know, somebody has, like, a really great idea. And so basically what I'm trying to say is we need more numbers. We're still live. We've still got an hour to go at least. We're still hanging out at the chat room at pcuradio.com or kdkprankcalls.com. Click on the link for the chat room, or if you're an IRC user, the address is irc.lazy-net.de, and you'll find us in the room entitled PCU. Because we need more numbers. Lonesome Loser, God love you. God thank you for all the numbers that you've given us tonight. But how about somebody else, like, confirm some numbers for once? And, you know, everybody has friends, you know? Let's do a specific prank call where you can give me some decent information, inside information about the person that I can use to really fuck with somebody good, to get them to believe that I know who they are. That's always fun. That doesn't happen too often because it takes a lot more work and preparation. But, yeah, that would be fun. Basically, we need more numbers so that we can continue doing the show, because I don't really have a whole much else I want to talk about, because whenever I stop doing the pranks and I start talking about whatever's on my mind is when I get into trouble, because I say things that people don't want to hear, and I say things that I'm putting bluntly because I'm on the air, and it's KDK on the air. It's not Dave on the air. It's just KDK doing the character. As Zolar always said, it's a very interesting conversation that Zolar and I had the other day, and I wish I had recorded it, because Zolar and I were talking about how we really are different people on the air than we are off the air, and that's why we use different names, you know. Everybody knows I'm Dave Karan. I live in Connecticut. It's not like I'm hiding who I am, but I go on as KDK because somehow that makes it easier for me to say things that Dave Karan wouldn't say or do. You know, Dave Karan is a respectable, tax-paying, middle-aged individual, and KDK is just a crazy, drunken, troublemaking bitch. Right, Mouse? See, Mouse agrees with me totally. What about you, Sebastian? They're both agreeing with me. It's unanimous. KDK is a drunken, troublemaking bitch. And I'm in the chat room, and I'm asking the dead why he was being a dick to me earlier, because he came into the chat room earlier, and he called me a backstabber, and he says, KDK backstabbed me like he backstabs everybody, and then he left right away before I could ask him how and when did I backstab him. Because I don't remember saying any... The last thing I remember saying to the dead was reminding him of the one call per night rule that we made for him on PCU, because he used to have this bad habit of calling in every show all night long, steady calling one after another after another. Every time he got hung up on, he would just call right back, like he thinks, oh, they accidentally hung up on me, rather than they're done with me. So, that was the last thing. I don't remember saying anything negative or bad about today, but he comes in out of nowhere and he's calling me a backstabber, and it made me reflect on the fact that a lot of people have been getting angry with me, like, over nothing lately. And normally, I understand I'm a troublemaking bitch, and I usually cause a lot of trouble and I piss people off, but lately I've been very good, and I don't think I've said a negative thing about anybody in quite a long time. I've been behaving myself pretty well. I'm in one of my upswings right now. I'm in one of my manic upswings, so I'm not really angry with anybody. I haven't been picking a fight with anyone, but everybody's still getting pissed at me as if I were, like, being a troublemaking bitch. Like Carlito getting pissed off at me the other night. First of all, I don't think Carlito has any reason to be pissed off at me, but Carlito is apparently pissed off at me because I heard him say once on the air, he says that he didn't have the passwords to Lego's other stream for PCU, the PTR stream, because he's only allowed to do what I let him do. And I had already told him that I had simply closed out the chat room without writing down the info. And as you'll notice, we're not on that PTR stream right now, because, well, actually I do have the info now, but I'm just not going to bother because there's nobody listening anyway. But, he was all on the air and acting like I'm trying to keep the man down, or the man is trying to keep him down. Like KDK is the man and I'm trying to keep him down. Instead of saying KDK didn't write down the password, he says I'm only allowed to do what KDK lets me do. So he makes me look bad that way, because people don't know any better, because I'm not on the air to defend myself. And then later on, he made sort of like some sort of backhanded comment where he played like a bad gay song, and he says, "Yes, this is #1 in." Honey, come here for a second. Because I was in the kitchen getting something and I didn't hear it, but Keith was out here on the couch and he was listening and he heard, like, Carlito's diss towards me. When Carlito was dissing me the other day, he played, like, some kind of gay techno music, and what did he say? Well, I'll help refresh your memory. He said, he played, okay, let me play some gay music, and then we'll reenact what happened the other night with Carlito. Let me find the Queer Eye for the Straight Guy theme song. And here we go, #1 on KDK's iPod, Queer Eye, All Things. Just a backhanded comment to cover up the fact that he was playing a gay song and trying to pawn it off on trying to blame it on me somehow. What? I'm not angry about it. I'm not angry about it, but I did download what is #1 on Carlito's iPod. That's right, #1 on Carlito's iPod, Richie Valens La Bamba, there you go. Or it could be this one. What? Yeah, that's why this song is more appropriate. Yeah. But my original point was how people are getting pissed off at me. I'm not dissing Carlito, and Carlito wasn't really dissing me. I'm kidding. I'm not angry with Carlito, and Carlito did get angry with me because I was talking about the Tom Green show. And in his mind, I was encouraging people to tune out from him and go listen to Tom Green. I didn't see his numbers go down at all, because people just think I'm an idiot jackass anyway, so they don't even listen to me anyway. But he got angry with me that night, and apparently on the air he told me to go fuck myself. And then, like, immediately signed off. Like, he got so pissed off that he said, "Go fuck yourself, KDK," and, like, ended the show. And, yeah, so I wasn't listening because I was busy watching Tom Green. So I didn't hear it, but that's what was related to me.
Was he on last Thursday?
He was on last Thursday, and so was Tom Green, so it's a bad time to be on because Tom Green's good. You know, I'd rather simulcast the Tom Green show. No, I was listening to... I was watching Tom Green at TomGreen.com. He does his web show on Thursday nights at whenever, 11 or something. And I was watching it for the first time, so I was excited, so I'm talking about it in the chat room. And they had Tommy Chong on, and I was trying to call in because I wanted to ask Tommy Chong what is the most bizarre thing he's ever made a bong out of. Because that's like a great legitimate but also funny question. It's a great and he probably would have had a funny answer if I had gotten through, but it was busy with all these Stern fan people just doing worthless Eric the Midget prank calls to them and shit like that. I hate Stern Fan Network. I gotta tell you, they're like the worst bunch of negative little shitbags that you ever want to see in your life over at Stern Fan Network. Except for the couple of people who came there from came here from there, they're all a bunch of negative little shitbags over there, and I hate them.
What would you expect?
Exactly. They're Howard Stern fans, so Howard Stern is the only decent entertainer who ever lived, and everybody else sucks a rat's ass, unless Howard likes them, and then they're good. Like Dancing with the Stars is okay, even though it's a pile of shit, because Howard watches it. But something awesome like Trailer Park Boys would suck because Howard doesn't know about it, never watched it, never talked about it. Even though it's like a million times better than probably even Howard himself. Yeah, until he sees it and loves it, and then it's great, right. These are people who completely have to have their mind made up for them and need to be told what's cool and what's not. So anything that Howard doesn't know about or hasn't said is cool or has said is uncool is complete garbage in their mind, and I hate them all. Well, not all of them, but I hate the majority of them.
You're going to have to expect that with a site like that because he is the biggest internet, well, was the biggest internet.
He was the biggest entertainer in the world. Now, he's at 10% of his former glory, and it probably kills him, and he still, like, hangs on to this belief that, you know, millions of people are listening. When odds are, when Howard is on, he's lucky if he has 1 million people listening, which would be the lowest rated show in all of radio, probably. Because he's on satellite radio. But the people who do listen are, like, extremely devout about it because they're paying $13 a month for him. So they're very vocal about it. Okay, what were you going to say?
Well, no, he was at one time the biggest name, so like you got all the people listening to him, so naturally he's gonna have the most douchebags.
Yeah, that's true.
Because most people on the internet are douchebags.
Yeah, that's true too. People want to hide behind like their screen name and just I can be however much a jackass as I want, and nobody cares. For example, I went there last night and I was trying to spam about the show last night, the Prank the World reunion with Billy Mira and High Pitched Eric.
Get out of here, you're gay.
And it was probably the best show that's ever been on PCU. No offense to anybody who was on PCU because I'm including myself, but I think it was the best show that's ever been on PCU. And still, they're all a bunch of negative douchebags. I'm not listening because I don't like High Pitched Eric. I'm not listening because you're on internet radio. Nobody listens to internet radio. You got 8 people listening right now. You know, you don't see people saying, well, Howard used to have 20 million, now he's lucky if he has 1 million. You don't see people saying that shit. Even though it's true. But they're all just a bunch of negative little cocksucking douchebags. I hate them all. Fuck them. And it didn't even help. There's like 1 million people on there at once, like posting nonsense shit so bad that as soon as you post to a topic, it's already buried 3 pages deep. And still nobody tunes in. Because Howard has not approved of it.
Well, yeah, if Howard said we were cool, oh my god, KDK, that's my hero.
Or people like, yeah, exactly. Or people like, I'm not listening because I don't like Zolar, or I don't like High Pitch, or I don't like Mira. And everybody's, you know, I don't like High Pitch either, but I have to admit he was funny last night. You know, High Pitch came to me and asked for a show on PCU, and I told him no, because I didn't think people would put up with his voice for any extended length of time. But I heard him last night being put on the spot and doing spontaneous prank calls, and he was fucking funny. And I'd love to have him on PCU, but now he's probably pissed off at me, and he doesn't return my calls.
But without his voice, he wouldn't be High Pitch Eric.
He's still funny.
Yeah, but he wouldn't be. Nobody would know.
He has a quick wit, and he's good at antagonizing and setting people off, which is great for a prank caller.
But you know what I'm saying? No, would anybody know who the hell he is if he didn't have that voice?
No, that's why when he had the chance to have an operation to fix his voice, he said no, because then I won't be High Pitch anymore. Julian! Say hello.
Smack him again.
Oh.
No,
You're smacking him with your belt, at least you're not smacking him with your penis. And he got all dejected and offended and he started walking away. Oh. Like a little kid.
But let everybody know I'm giving him a nice hug.
He's giving the cat a nice hug and he's about to throw him on the floor after he scratches him on the shoulder. Right, Mouse? Mouse says, yes, he's so predictable. Same thing every time. He's a one-trick... Mouse says he's a one-trick pony. He cuddles up and scratches you. Anyway, is anybody still listening right now? Yeah, we got a couple people listening. Barely anybody. We got 52 people listening. Barely. And let me see if we have any new numbers coming in. We have some people blinking, so let's see who we're going to call. We have a Lonesome Loser sending in more numbers for Asya Schitzel, Samuel Schitze, Isaac Schitzman, Dick Monkeywitz, Ivan Wimp, Willie Piggy, Doug and Hilda Nuggets. They have a hyphenated name, Doug and Hilda Nuggets Hagler. Mark J. and Gene K. Poopor. And that's about it. And Chris Knife wants me to call his girlfriend. Her nickname from high school is JWO. Lives in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Going to college. Funny shit is like, I don't know. You can think of something. She's pretty fat. The funny part is Chris Knife has a fat-ass girlfriend. And Raw Milk is sending the phone number for Hector Colin Fernandez. He's a Puerto Rican gay squatter always looking for a place because he wears out his welcome, supposedly, in Harrisburg, I think. So, we need some of this inside story, Ryan. If you know this guy's like a gay squatter, he's probably somebody who squatted at your place for a little bit. Mm-hmm. Earthdog is saying, I'm reminding you to play the Crazy Dave call. Okay, thank you, Earthdog, but it's too early. It's not the end of the show yet. Carlito says, we were talking about the Police Academy movies, and we started playing this song from the Blue Oyster, and we said it was one of your favorite songs. Well, of course, it's still a gay diss, so that's why I'm making, like, Puerto Rican disses.
The low rider is a little higher.
Skater Dude says, hi, I got a number for you to prank call. He's an Indian. He went to school called Eisenhower Middle School, and his whole family, like, lives in his house, and he lives in a townhouse. Chishin is his name. He doesn't give me a last name. Skater Dude, you're too new to the process. You don't really get it. You gotta give me a full name, possibly an address, and some info I can use in a number. And whether it's confirmed or not. So let me close that one out. And if you hear me saying that I closed your number out, if you don't hear me saying that I closed your number out, and you keep referring back to shit that I already closed out, I'm going to know you're not listening, so I'm not going to make you prank. If you're not listening, there's no point in me calling the number you want me to make, or the prank you want me to make, right? There you go. Anyway, let's see who we're going to call. Asya Schitzel. Let me get a cat in here because the cats have done a pretty good job, like, confirming numbers for me. Julian, Asya Schitzel? No, he has no response to Asya Schitzel. Sebastian, Asya Schitzel? Sebastian? He's wagging his tail. Is that a response? That means bad. Well, I'm going to call it anyway. All he did was, like, look at me and wag his tail, like, don't talk to me. You wouldn't pet me before. Made me feel like a worm. He made me feel like an alley cat.
Oh, this is somebody I called months ago and accused of stinking up the apartments. Hello? Asya, hello, Mrs. Schitzel.
Hello, Toyota.
Hello, this is Ed again, and I noticed the stench is back, and your place is stinking again. I called before, and I said my wife would be over to clean the place. She came over, cleaned the place, and now it's back to stinking like a pigsty. What is wrong with you people? You don't do nothing to clean up around there?
Well, excuse me, I don't speak English.
This is Ed Rosenthal from apartment 313 down the hall. And don't you hang... You bitch.
Please leave your message after the tone. 7 3
to play messages, you have no messages.
Elsie, I know you're there. You don't have to act like you're not. It's Mr. Rosenthal from down the hall.
No, she fucking just hung up. I heard her, like, breathing, like, you can hear, like, nose breathing like Ted. When Ted used to call in, you hear... I heard that, like, in the microphone, like, to begin with. And, I hacked her machine under her very nose. Under her very nose breathing, I hacked her machine, and she's probably all paranoid now that the government is onto her and knows that she has 13 of her family members living on a single mattress in the living room. Why, do Puerto Ricans have a lot of cats? I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think they're into cats. I think they're el gato. I think they're more into goats and chickens. What must somebody think when they pick up the phone and they're trying to pretend they're not there, and they hear you hacking their answer machine? What must they think? Because they probably don't think that just anybody could do it by just hitting random numbers. They probably think it's somebody who knows their code and somebody is spying on them, and it must be somebody they know, and they're probably all fucking paranoid about it. Like, what must Long Dong think? How people are always able to hack his machine. He must have figured it out by now. It's been so long. We've been hacking... Well, actually, if he figured it out, he would have bought a new fucking machine. Or changed the fucking code. He has changed the code, but he always makes it something that would be easy for an old guy to remember, like 111 or 123. Yeah, right, because he's old and he's got senility, and, you know, he's not going to remember, like, 579. It's got to be, like... something that goes up and down the keypad, like 147 or 258 or 369 or something like that. Because old people are stupid, you see. Pardon me while I let out a cigarette here. And I'm in a giving mood. Maybe I ought to give out another CD. Should I give out... Let's give out a copy of your CD. Your CD is now ready to go because Keith finally... I just almost called you KDK. You finally went through and you edited that one call that you had to edit before we could put it up for sale because there was a guy's full name in there or phone number or something. But you edited it, and what you're going to have to do is contact me on AIM and send it to me through AIM so you don't have to burn it onto a disk and bring it out here. And then I'll replace that file with the old one, and then the new CD is ready to go. So at some point this week, I'll put it on the front page, because yours is the newest product we have to offer. We'll put it on the front page, where the Exhibit A CD is now. We'll have K-Bone's Professional Idiot up there. You all want to poop?
Yeah, Poop won a contest.
I hate Poop. Don't send it to him. He doesn't even listen anymore anyway. Fuck him. Fuck him!
I forget who else I said I owe one to. If you're in the chat room, or if you listen, and go in the chat room and tell me who you are. And don't lie, because I will remember.
Send it to K-Bone, not me, because I don't want to know about it. And I'm just going to close it out and forget about it later anyway. So send it to K-Bone. You're in the chat room, right?
In the chat room.
I'm not reading the chat room. I don't read everything that happens in the chat room, because half the time they're just dissing and bashing me, and that would just throw me off if I heard people talking shit about me on the air.
Well, then just send it to masterbates99@hotmail.com.
That was a big mistake. Now you're going to get spammed with, like, Wiccan websites. Monkey Richie and Hellbringer are listening. Now you're so going to get signed up for Wiccan spam.
To go along with all my penis enlargement and...
I love our new webmail because it doesn't even put through the viruses anymore. The same person who's been trying to send viruses for God knows how long, now they all get immediately returned and I never even get them. So I think they're giving up because they've gone down. Like, they immediately decline and they refuse and they send it back, but they send me an email saying that it was rejected because it had a virus. Oh, there's a cat fight going on. Sebastian just jumped from the ottoman to the table, and Mouse is on the table, and he startled her, and she turned around and whacked him in the head. And he looked like he was angry and going to fight back, but he's too much of a pussy. He'd rather rub on the beer box. I love you, beer box. Right. No, he could whip both of their asses, but he's too much of a pussy. He's such a little... He used to be a cool cat until you used to scare him all the time, and now he's like a little fraidy cat. He's like a big pussy. No, he wasn't. He was always the most outgoing. Whenever people came over, he was always the first in their lap and saying hi and meowing and looking to be pet. And he was never skittish or easily startled like he is now. Now he's like a nervous wreck because of you. No, he is. He's my cat. I know how he was before and how he is now. He's a nervous wreck because of you. I even had to tell you you're not allowed to scare him anymore. Because you used to just scare him for no reason constantly. And now he's a fraidy cat. Completely. If you move suddenly, he gets scared and runs away. No matter what he's doing. Dead sleep. He'll like jump and run away if you like move suddenly. You ruined the cat forever and irreparably. I can't take it back. I would, but I can't. He's still a cutie. Is it too late to make tacos? Now suddenly I'm hungry. I've been doing so well on my diet. I started my diet about a week ago. When I started my diet on the 4th of July, actually, so it's only been like 5 or 6 days. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 5 days. And when I weighed myself this morning, I was 182. When I started, I was 188. So I lost 6 pounds in 5 days. That's amazing. I ought to write a diet book. But, and the way I've been doing it is I eat one normal size meal a day. Instead of having 2 slices of pizza, I'll have one. Instead of having like a foot-long grinder, I'll have like a 6-inch grinder. And then everything else is like low-fat or fat-free food. And it works. I've been taking chromium picolinate, which is a mineral that helps regulate your metabolism. And it helps you break down fat and carbohydrates. And I've been eating just vegetables and low and non-fat stuff like soup and pasta. And are you going to make tacos? Why, are you hungry too? I didn't say I wanted tacos. I asked if it was too late to make tacos. That means I'm wondering if it's too late to make tacos. But you jumped all over it because you're like, yeah, I'm hungry and we got all the ingredients, let's have tacos. So I'm going to break my diet tonight and have 2 normal meals in one day. But that's okay because I'm not really in a hurry. I don't need to lose like 6-7 pounds a week. It's not like I'm going anywhere anytime soon. And you know, I haven't even been hungry. You know, all I had was that 6-inch grinder at lunch, like at 1 o'clock today. And I'm still, well, yeah, I guess I'm a little hungry. But it's not like my stomach hurts. Anyway, let me see who's blinking because people are accusing me of not reading my IMs, or PMs, I should say. Real name is Jessica Wood. Never mind, she went to bed. So there you go. It's a good thing I didn't call. She went to bed. Skater is again, aha! He's doing exactly what I said he would do. He's referring to shit I already closed out because he's not paying attention and not listening to the show. Then he gives me the phone number for his grandmother. She lives in a condo. Her name is Nancy, and she has a cat named Fuzzy in Rosette. And she has a wig. Say something about that because she gets really mad. It's verified. And she spoils the cat and gets hundreds of toys. And she's got a stroller and clothes. She's got a stroller for her cat. That's where I thought we were bad. We got buckets and buckets full of fucking cat toys because I always buy them. Then he says, "Oh yeah, we won't bash you in the chat room. Come in." A lot of our hosts, well, basically just monkey phone. Like, pay so close attention to the chat room that whenever anybody says anything bad about them, they get angry and it throws them off their game completely. So I learned a long time ago, don't pay attention to what happens in the chat room and just pay attention to the PMs, because that's what's really important. Tamman is saying, Erica Spencer, this is a girl at our school who has herpes. She's the slut of our school. Actually, it spells it S-L-O-U-G-H-T. She's the slot of our school, and her dad picked up. So, what do we say to the slot's dad? I don't know. Let's call up Granny. I think Ed wants another date. You know what amazes me is how often Ed is able to get a date with these old women. Just goes to show that when I'm really old, I won't have any trouble getting laid with old women.
All my friends, the low rider.
Welcome to
The low rider is a little higher.
The number you are calling has call intercept.
Okay, well, there you go, Skater Dude. Thanks for nothing. I'm gonna go piss. I'll be back. As a matter of fact, I don't even own an iPod, and if I did, it would be full of punk rock music, because I'm not your typical fag. As a matter of fact, Carlito would probably have much more music on his hard drive that would be considered gay than I do. As a matter of fact, probably every one of you would have more music that would be considered gay on your hard drive than I do, because when I download gay music, it says a goof. It's not like I drive around listening to Madonna. If I download a Madonna song, it's because I'm like playing it as a goof. What I listen to is like, well, basically what I listen to in the car is pretty much just Howard Stern, but at the few times that I do listen to music, I listen to shit like Alkaline Trio and the Dickies and the Ramones and like old school hardcore punk and shit like that. I guess technically Alkaline Trio would be emo, but they're not half as gay as most emo bands out there anyway. Anyway, Lonesome Loser has a couple more numbers coming in for the wind down of the show here. We got 20 minutes left. And, we got their one fucked up line here.
Hello?
Herta.
Yeah.
How you doing, girlfriend?
Who is it?
My name is Zolar, and I'm calling... You ever listen to the Howard Stern show? You ever listen to Howard Stern?
No.
This is Zolar calling from the Howard Stern show.
Yeah?
And I'm calling because I wonder what it would be like with an elderly Latina woman. And I also live in Staten Island. And I want to get down, get busy, shake it up, as Fro would say.
So what do you want from me?
Some of that snapping gyro. Some of that hot stank fish. That nasty mud hole. Whatever. Whatever you're down for, I'm ready. So what do you say? I'll be by in like 20 minutes. You live in McCormick Place.
No.
Right. No, 76. You're at number 76. I'll be over. I live in the 71, so I'll be over like 20 minutes. Put on something hot and sexy and get ready to get pounded by Zoldar from the Howard Stern show.
You know what? I'm connected with the police. If you wait.
Well, so am I. That's how I got the number. I had to call the police, and I said, I'm looking for this woman named Herta Crappa. And they said, oh, here's her number. So they gave me the number. You know, I got ties with everybody. Being on the Howard Stern show, you have no understanding of what that'll get you. So I'll be over like 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Just put on something hot and sexy.
I'll just call somebody, somebody will wait for you.
Right, if you're really old, just lube up the vagina. Because I don't want any chafing.
Hi. My shoes are hurting me, but it's okay because I have a rectal thermometer in my ear.
Dr. Lego, how you doing? I thought you were out partying with your old lady.
I am. I'm out partying. I'm actually at a swingers club, and I just came outside for a minute to take a break, and I figured I'd call in.
Are you in a hammock with a ball gag and a gift mask with your ass exposed like I said you would be?
No, it's actually it's not a bondage place. It's a swingers place. So Kim's in there like dancing with like 5 girls on a pole right now.
Now, what is like a swingers place? You go in and it's like couples looking to hook up with other couples for like
It's
swap.
couples that looking to swap. It's couples that looking like for their girlfriend to be with their.
You guys do that? Like you fuck other guys' wives and you let other guys fuck your wife?
No, I don't fuck other guys' wives. She kind of hangs out with other chicks and.
So she wants to hook up with other wives.
Yeah, she does. And,
That's hot. So she doesn't hook up with other husbands.
No, but she's done that. I mean, but not we don't really do that no more.
And you're okay with that?
I don't care. It's not. She hasn't really hooked up with other.
What do you mean you don't care? That's your wife. You married her because you're supposed to love her for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I do. But fucking, you can't. If a girl likes cock, she likes cock, dude. You can't help it.
You don't have one?
I do, but sometimes she's like.
How is a different cock going to be better than yours? She wants a bigger cock or a smaller
she
cock?
Likes multiple.
Oh, she likes you to fuck her with other guys around.
Right.
Oh, so that's okay. What?
Yeah.
No, actually, Jews are supposed to have like big penises.
Yeah,
You're saying you got a little Jew dick, but I heard that Jews got big penises.
I'm in actually pretty good shape.
Yeah, I hear Jews are pretty well hung.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man, Milton Berle, man,
Yeah, exactly. Milton Berle is legendary with his, 10-inch cock or whatever he had.
Well, Milton Berle he's a distant cousin of mine, so you can only imagine.
Put a number on it.
You know what I'm saying.
Put a number on it. I'll give you a number.
No, come on, I can't.
I'll give you a number, you give me a number. I'll give you 6.5. What do you give me?
More than that.
7.5.
Yeah, I guess in that area, maybe.
So that's not too shabby. So why would she need other guys fucking her? Does she want every hole filled? Is she the kind of dirty slut that wants you to make her feel like a dirty slut?
Pretty much.
She wants you to say
dude,
dirty
come on,
shit
man.
while you.
The girl stripped for 20 years. Come on, give her a break.
Yeah, she's a party girl, right?
She's a good girl. She's a good girl. It's dude, it's all how you look at things, bro.
I don't know. I totally wouldn't be comfortable with that.
Yeah?
It sounds ironic coming with me and where we came from. If me and Keith met, I don't like doing 3-ways and stuff, but.
Dude, you're all come on, man. You're too uptight. That's why.
I'm not uptight at all. I'm totally open, but I do have limits. I'm not like somebody who's up for anything. There's certain things that are just too bizarre.
Honestly, bro, you're a little uptight about it.
You think so?
Yeah, I think you need to. Also, you haven't been with the same person for 15 years,
Yeah, that's true.
Get back
to me after 15 years, I'm sure I'll have a different tune, right?
After 15 years, you'll you'd be like, see you later, honey. I'm going out for some, some
Jesus
other.
Christ, how long have we been together now, honey? Was it 6 years? And gay years, that's 42.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard every year in gay years is
it's like dog years.
Yeah.
You got to multiply by 7 because gay guys hardly ever date more than a month.
Yeah, what is it with gay? It's not just gay guys, gay girls too. I mean, gay relationships in general all the time. And you know what though? I'll tell you this. You know why you feel that way too? I notice in gay relationships, gay people are way more jealous than hetero people.
I'm not really jealous. We've done threesomes before and stuff. I just
no, but seriously,
personally, I don't see a need for it. I don't think
the need for speed.
Fucking a chick just brings too much headache into it, you know what I mean? I know it'd be fun at the time, but then you gotta deal with the chick calling you and wanting to come over and all this bullshit. Wanting to see you when the other one's not around and,
we have rules. We've gone through, we have rules. I'll tell you the first couple of times that we've done anything, it was it's not something we do every day either, it's not something we don't do.
It seems like you do it every weekend.
No, not at all. We haven't done this in months, dude.
So if you were to go out there and start making out with some other guy's wife, Kim would be totally cool with it?
No.
Really? But she's allowed to make out with another guy's wife?
Yeah.
That's not fair. Or do you make out with other guys, or what?
Oh, hell no.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, no, I can't. I can't hang with that. I mean, I'm not opposed to, what anybody's into, but just...
You've had cock in the ass, we all know.
No, dude, you know what, dude, I gotta tell you, I really do. I like pussy, man.
Or you've given it to a guy.
What?
You've given it to a guy.
No, I haven't.
You've never been there?
No.
You ought to try it sometime. Like, she'll take the wife, you take the husband.
Nah,
just bend him over, pound him good, slap him in the face with a cock a few times.
Lego can't hang like
leave
that.
some pecker tracks up his backside.
Dr. Lego can't hang like that. I mean, maybe with you guys, but I don't even think I could. The only reason I say that is because you guys are so. I love you guys, man. You know.
So if we were to go over your place, we could totally tag team Kim while you watch or something.
Oh yeah, you could bang Kim, man.
Okay.
It's cool. Just put on a condom. You can fucking do whatever you want to.
Oh, we got nothing. We've been together for like 7 years. We're just worried about what she has.
Dude, she ain't got nothing.
Oh, good for you.
Except,
How many kids do you have?
16.
No, for real. Come on.
Dude,
let me talk to Peter, not Lego. Let's talk to Peter for a moment.
I have 10 kids.
You do not.
Dude, I'm a Jew. Us Jews, we procrastinate.
Yeah, that's why you wouldn't have 10. You'd have like 1 after 18 years.
No, dude, I can't. I don't really like to give out that kind of personal information. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, I don't blame you. Okay, you're right. I shouldn't have brought it up.
Oh, it's okay. It's all right. I got a
So where are you now that it's so quiet? You out in the parking lot or something?
Yeah, I came out in the parking lot because I forgot my phone, and as I was walking back in, I said, let me call up KDK and see what they're doing.
You want to call somebody?
Sure.
Okay, let's see who we got here. We got Emily Bumble.
No. Tara Shapiro, please.
Okay. You want to start with Tara or her mom or her dad?
Get her mom on the phone.
Okay. I called Melvin and I got voicemail earlier tonight.
Call the house number.
Call the house. Okay, I'll call the house. I'll be right back.
Lego loves the Shapiros.
Oh, it was busy. They have the phone off the hook, I think. Let's try
Tara.
You want
her new cell phone?
Tara's cell phone, okay. Yeah, unidentified number. She's not going to answer.
Well, doesn't sound good.
Leave her a voicemail.
Okay.
Can you do a black guy voice?
Hey, this is Tara. I can get to my phone right now. Please leave a message.
To leave a voice message, press 1, or just wait for...
Hey, Tara, it's Eddie Maitland. What's up? I just want to let you know that I posted those photos of you and the 2 black guys up on the internet, and I emailed the link to your mom, and so she should have it, so if you want to go take a look at it. And if you need anything, you know where to find me. Just email me, eddiemaitland@gmail.com. All right. I love you, sweetie. I love you. I love you and your smelly little twat. Good night.
So you know what's going to happen is Amy's going to come back to me saying that Tara played that message for her, and it's like a big mystery. The whole family's like trying to figure out who it is. And ironically enough, I was coming out of Blockbuster the other night, and Tara was walking in with her mom, and she was like, "Oh, hi, Dave, hi." So she has no clue.
Is that right?
Yeah, her mom. I only saw her mom from the back because she totally didn't even look back. But Tara's like all happy to see me and like waving and stuff in the parking lot. So.
It's like so crazy.
Tara really is like a really like sweet, pure little girl.
Oh boy.
She goes out and parties at the bars and like makes out with guys, but she's still a virgin.
I feel bad.
Yeah, she was like graduating. She was probably like 20. No, she must be at least 21 because she's always going to bars. But Amy says she's still a virgin.
I feel terrible.
So she makes out with guys and like leads them on, and she's a cock tease. Really.
I feel terrible.
But her parents are such racist assholes. I just love fucking with them so bad.
Oh, Kim just walked out. You want to talk to her? Hold on a minute.
Kim doesn't like me.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello, who's this?
So your husband says we can both tag team you.
Oh, really? Who's this?
This is KDK and K-Bone.
Oh. Okay.
I'm not so big in the pants, but Keith is really large, so he could probably give it to you like there's no tomorrow. But it's like crooked, so it'll probably like poke your spine or something.
Oh God. Well, I can. That's funny. Prove it. Prove it. Hold on a second.
We'll come up to Jersey sometime.
What?
I told her he's got a crooked dick that can poke her spine.
I'll be in a minute. Okay. See you later. I'll be in a minute.
Well, you go have your fun. And
I'm not done with you, KDK.
You're not done with me.
No, I'm not done with you, dude.
What, do you want to make another call? You gonna yell
No,
at me?
No, I ain't gonna yell at you. I want to get through. Come on, we're past that, you and me.
That was a great show last night, by the way. That was an awesome show. I was sorry.
Everybody did a good job.
The whole while.
Billy was a mic hog, but he did good.
The whole while that Billy was talking to Crazy Dave, I was here pounding beers. So by the time he came back from that call, I was completely tanked. And I realized I was like stepping on everybody and talking over everybody, so I wanted to apologize for that. And I said some mean things to Eric the Midget. I remember telling Eric the Midget that he may as well float because he's going to die soon anyway. And
I didn't hear that part.
You didn't hear that part?
No.
Oof.
Yeah, alright, so you know what, fuck him.
I'm telling you, next time I get like that, don't feel afraid to hang up on me, because once I'm that drunk, I'm out of control.
He's like a little midget, you know? I mean, you know, you gotta do it. But no, you were funny, dude. I thought you were funny. I thought the Dave call was funny. I thought, like, you know, like, Dave is like, you know, I mean, you know, for all he knew, he's talking to Ozzy. I mean... Yeah, he's so excited. Again, like, coming home from work today, he stopped me and he says, I still can't believe I got to speak to Ozzy Osbourne last night. I sang with Ozzy Osbourne. Bro, I guess he's not so impressed with David Lee Roth, but he's really hung up on Ozzy. Anybody would have thought that was Ozzy. Yeah, really. Totally. Especially when he's singing. It's like dead on. Yeah, he's good. He's good. Billy is the best Ozzy David Lee Roth I've ever heard. Yeah. I mean, I gotta give him that. He's got those two down. What else he's got is not much, but you know. But he does the Gene Simmons, but nobody knows who he is. Gene Simmons is not so good. You know, I'll tell you though, Stacy. You know, Stacy was at the barbecue the other day. Yeah, is that his girlfriend? Yeah. Oh my God, was she looking good, dude? I didn't want to say anything. I was like, damn, what happened? Because she was always an okay looking girl, but I mean, she was looking exceptionally like, you know, I wanted to stick my. Yeah, that just goes to show you that women will go for a guy who's unattractive as long as he's fucking funny. Or, you know, has the potential. Not that Billy's like a big ugly mess, but he's not the hottest guy in the world. Oh, you know what, Billy, actually, have you ever seen the old, like, pictures of him from, like, you know... Yeah, the old pictures when he was thin, he was pretty cute. Yeah, he's a good look. I mean, you know, I wouldn't have went out with him, but I mean, I would have hung with him, yeah. So, alright, listen, did you tell everybody tonight about the high-pitch video? Yes. Oh, good. They've been spamming it in the chat room, like, all night long. So everybody goes to Earth, go and spam that again. There's a video on YouTube. If you go to YouTube and just search for high-pitch... If you go to pranktheworld.com, it's right on the front page. So there you go. I don't know if you realize this or not, but last night, while you were doing prank calls, I was recording and saving and uploading them to the server and posting them on SFN. Oh, that's awesome. So they were within 10 minutes of the prank, they were up on SFN for people to go listen to. But my phone is beeping, so I'm going to have to let you go. Oh, we're not going to do a prank? Goodbye, I love you. Peace out. Bye-bye. And everybody heard the phone beeping, so they knew I wasn't bullshitting. Actually, it's it's 12:58, so we got 2 minutes left of the show, so I may as well just wrap it up. So I'll say thank you all for listening. Thank you everybody who contributed numbers. If I didn't get to your number, please understand how many numbers we get in a night, and I can't possibly ever get to every single one of the numbers that's sent to me. So never give up. You can come back next Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be here. Try again. Confirm your numbers again, and send them back to me, and eventually... or any other show that's on PC, for that matter. You're going to do a show tomorrow? How many times have you said you're not doing Sunday anymore? Or you're supposed to be on 7 o'clock on Sunday or 10 o'clock on Tuesday. Nobody knows when the fuck you're supposed to be on. Sunday nights at 10? What if Sean Ward comes on?
So if Sean Ward is on, you're not going to do a show. Okay, so Sean Ward might be on at 9. If not, Keith will be on at 10 tomorrow night. On Monday, we have no show. On Tuesday, we have no show. On Wednesday, you can listen to me at 10 for a non-prank call show called Psychobabble. On Thursday, you can listen to Carlito's Madhouse at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No hard feelings, Carlito. I was only fucking with you tonight, like I knew you were only fucking with me on Thursday. Actually, he was really angry with me, but he slept on it, and it just disappeared. On Friday, you can listen to Zolar Vision at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Dr. Lego comes on pretty much whenever he wants. Monkey Cohen is on, they're penciled in on Fridays at 8, but because Lego goes on whenever he wants, he might bump them. Who knows what's going to happen. The point is, you should listen to PCU every single night of the week, except for Monday and Tuesday, because I hate it. I hate when people show up on a Monday or Tuesday asking what time the show starts. I can't stand it. Because it says it right there on the website that there is no show on Monday or Tuesday, and they still come in every fucking Monday or Tuesday looking for a fucking show. You know, that's a night you can have to yourself. What's on Monday that they can watch? They can watch Hell's Kitchen on Monday, and on Tuesday they can watch, what's that other show I like that's on? Last Comic Standing. There you go. Monday nights you can watch Hell's Kitchen. Tuesday nights you watch Last Comic Standing. The rest of the week you can hang out with us on PCU. What? Yeah, or just go out and get a life or something. You know? Anyway. Thank you all for listening. I love you all. Don't forget to tune in again next week. And stay beautiful. What did you say about tacos?
The tacos are delicious. Mm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go have some tacos.
Remember that you're standing on a planet that's evolving, revolving at 900 miles an hour. It's orbiting at 19 miles a second, so it's reckoned a sun that is the source of all our power. The sun and you and me and all the stars that we can see are moving at 1,000,000 miles a day. In an outer spiral arm at 40,000 miles an hour of the galaxy we call the Milky Way.